So if you have a brand new business, how do you figure out your niche when it's so new? And maybe you haven't even worked with people, you don't even know what kind of people come to you yet, you don't know which kind of people you like to work with. It's so brand new. How do you figure out what your niche is? That's the topic of this video. My name is Tad Hargrave from marketingforhippies.com. Before we get into this, if you want to get more videos from me, you can click the subscribe button below on YouTube, big red button, and then a little bell icon will make sure you're notified. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can like my page. And if you really enjoy this video, share it with all your friends. Okay, so in answer to the question, we have to step back a bit. The main thing is this: start with what's clear. That's the most important principle in figuring out your niche. You just have to start with what's clear. And in the very beginning, there's going to be a lot that's not clear, but it's not everything's unclear. And this is where people can get into a trance and start saying, well, I just don't know. And that phrase, I don't know, becomes a spell that people cast on themselves. So stop that. You do know something. Start with that, whatever is clear. Second thing is that it takes time to figure out a niche. That takes a while to make one's way towards that. And you've got to have financing during that time, You've got to be able to sustain yourself during that time. That's important. And a lot of people, especially in the service industry, when they're or a service-based business like life coaches or holistic practitioners, yoga teachers, have this idea like, oh, I'll just be profitable from year one. I'll be immediately profitable. But it takes time. And I'll put a link to an article, The Four Stages of Business, or 4 phases, that I got from Mark Silver, a colleague of mine. But anyways, it takes time. Let's just say it takes 3 years of real focused effort to get your business to a point that it's really genuinely profitable and is going to work. So a lot of people, they have a desperation about their niche, but the desperation comes because they quit their job and they have no savings, and this has to work. So the main thing is to take the pressure off of it, because the stage 1 of the business is experimentation, play, curiosity. Let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. It doesn't mean random, but it means thoughtful. You think, okay, well, what is clear? What is clear? I like to work with these people. You get as clear as you can. You make the offer of what you want to do, how you want to do it, for whom you want to do it, where you want to do it, when you want to do it, all that. And you come up with the clearest thing you can. And you do a small, tiny little, what I call a niche experiment, a beta test, the minimum viable offer, all these things. You do a small little thing, and then you learn from it. And you say, okay, well, what did I like about that? What didn't I like about that? And then you do another offer. You iterate. So in the beginning, it's a lot of ideally little, tiny, agile moves. Not a big, here's my business forever. That's a mistake people make right from the start. They just make it this monolithic thing. But you really probably need to experiment quite a bit. And then you have to pay attention. The 2 places people get stuck in their niching. One is they just think about it and they never actually experiment, they never try anything, or they experiment a lot but they never think about it, they never reflect on what they experimented. So you've got to do both. Try things, reflect, try things, reflect, try things, reflect. That's how you get your niche. And here's the other one. If you have a service-based business, and if you're in the healing arts in particular, there's this notion that our deepest wound is often a doorway to our truest niche. So looking at what you have personally struggled with and overcome is one of the most reliable paths I've seen. I've seen people struggle with their niche for years, and when I bring this to them, there it is. And it's so obvious once they can't even believe they didn't see it before. So those are some thoughts if the business is new. And of course, there's lots you can do. There's that positioning matrix and maybe I'll do a link to that below as well, that Danny Innie and I did an interview on a few years ago. I think that can be very helpful. It's good to figure out what's in the marketplace, who's already doing what. And one of the biggest questions for niching to ask yourself is just what's missing? What's missing in the marketplace? If you want more help with niching, if you go to nichingspiral.com, there's a lot of free stuff, and I have a home study program, a 90-day home study program just on this, walking you step by step by step by step, just 20 minutes a day to a niche that's workable, solid, profitable, etc. So you can check that out. I'll put a link to that as well. Hopefully this is helpful. If you have any more questions about this, please put them below. I'd love to hear them, and maybe it'll turn into another video that I'll do just for you.